What started as a regular interview quickly spiraled into chaos when Pete Hegseth accused Stephen Colbert of secretly pushing a dangerous political agenda. Tensions exploded, leading to Pete being kicked off the show live on air. Why did things get so heated? Watch the shocking confrontation that left everyone in the studio stunned. What could push Hegseth to snap? Can Colbert handle his fire? Why would a monologue spark such heat? The New York studio of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert buzzed with anticipation. Colbert's wit was sharp, Hegseth's entrance bold, his Fox News rants and conservative fire perfect for banter and buzz. The plan was simple: jab at his politics, keep it light, snag viral moments. No need for a real brawl, just a show to win. Hegseth settled into the guest chair, his demeanor calm, eyes sweeping the crowd. Ready for Colbert's barbs, his media battles a shield, poised to dodge or strike. Colbert kicked off with humor, poking at Hegseth's TV tirades, his takes on government overreach, real moments that defined his voice. The crowd chuckling, Hegseth smirking, brushing it off. The vibe easy, fans enjoying the spar, expecting no fire. Was this just a roast, or a fuse waiting to ignite? The mood shifted abruptly, Hegseth dropping his grin, accusing Colbert of using monologues to push a fictional green mandate, a radical eco-policy crushing businesses, claiming his comedy was propaganda, not laughs. "You're selling a dangerous agenda, Stephen." Hegseth's voice carried a sting, questioning his intent. The crowd tensing, Colbert's jaw tightening, his reply swift, defending his humor as satire, not policy. His tone firm, fans hushed. Sensing a spark, Hegseth's gaze fixed, pressing harder, asking if Colbert misled viewers for clout. Why dive there? Did Hegseth seek truth or a fight? The atmosphere thickened, cameras zooming in, crew exchanging glances, the script tossed aside. Colbert's posture stiffened, Hegseth's next jab looming, fans divided, some eager for drama, others uneasy, the stage morphing from comedy hub to battleground. The air charged, the accusation a flashpoint, Colbert's defiance a push. The night poised to erupt, a raw edge surfacing, no one ready for what loomed ahead. The accusation hung heavy. Hegseth's claim that Colbert's comedy pushed a corporate eco-agenda tightening the air, laughter replaced by murmurs, eyes fixed on the host and guest, the light mood gone. Colbert leaned forward, his hands steady, trying to steer back, highlighting his monologues, real jabs at all sides. No propaganda here. His voice sharp, deflecting the charge of hidden motives. Hegseth stood firm, asking again if Colbert's humor swayed minds, his tone biting, no trace of jest. Colbert's eyes sharpened, his response quick, insisting his comedy mocked power, not pushed policies. His satirical takes proof he stayed, balanced, his irritation rising. The crowd silent, some nodding, others tense. The defense fierce, no humor to ease it. Hegseth pressed harder, his voice low, saying Colbert's skits fed a narrative, asking if he used laughs to mask an agenda, a strike at his core, not just his show. The audience stirred, whispers spreading, Colbert's shoulders tensing, his composure fraying. The stage primed for conflict. The clash ignited when Hegseth crossed a line, questioning if Colbert's fans saw a comedian or a propagandist, a jab raw and personal. "You're just a woke puppet." Hegseth's voice cut through, the crowd gasping, some cheering, others frozen. The insult sharp, Colbert's smirk vanishing, his control slipping, the blow landing hard, public, meant to burn, fans split. The energy electric, no retreat in sight. Colbert tried to pivot, tossing a question about Hegseth's TV rants, aiming to diffuse. But it landed flat. The crowd hooked on Hegseth's fire, his snapback dominating, the host scrambling, his push unraveling. The producer signaled a break, urgent, but Colbert ignored it, eyes locked on Hegseth, refusing to yield, the argument alive, no script to tame it. The exchange grew volatile, Hegseth's boldness peaking, Colbert clawing for ground, the night veering into chaos, the accusation a spark, the drama surging, no end in view. The confrontation flared, Hegseth's insult labeling Colbert a puppet echoing in the charged silence, gasps and cheers mingling, the audience riveted, the host's grip on the moment slipping. Colbert straightened in his chair, fingers tapping, the desk pivoting to Hegseth's Fox News segments, real rants that fueled his fame, but his voice carried an edge. Fans locked on the battle, Hegseth's stare icy, uninterested in media talk, the clash too raw to redirect. Hegseth countered swiftly, his tone biting, accusing Colbert of sidestepping his influence, blind to how his monologues shaped views. His Green Mandate claim meant to expose truth, not stir chaos. His media critiques proof he saw through spin, the attack sharp, the crowd buzzing, some clapping, others hushed. Colbert's eyes narrowing, his retort pointed, asking why Hegseth spun baseless tales, what he dodged, a jab that missed, stoking fury. Hegseth's gesture dismissive, branding. The host a fraud, no substance, just noise. The humiliation public meant to sting. Colbert pushed back, his voice rising, arguing Hegseth's accusation wasn't just false, it sowed distrust, misled viewers, while he posed as a truth seeker. A strike meant to wound deep, the audience murmuring, some cheering, most tense. Hegseth's jaw tightening, his reply low, accusing Colbert of peddling elite narratives, a tool for networks, no courage. Colbert's cheeks flushing, his shame exposed. Hegseth snapped back fierce, his anger commanding. The stage his, fans. Divided. The fight unrelenting. The producers signaled again, the show teetering. But Colbert held firm, asking if Hegseth's claims were for truth or just clout. A blow to unsettle him. Hegseth's expression darkening, his voice cold, accusing the host of tarnishing his fight. No integrity, just bias, the crowd quieting, the clash fierce. Colbert's jab a flare, Hegseth's fire burning bright, the night fracturing, the accusation a catalyst, the drama climbing, Colbert's footing strengthening, Hegseth's stance wavering, the tide beginning to turn. The exchange grew fiercer, Hegseth's charge that Colbert lacked integrity slicing through the tense air, murmurs rippling through the audience, some clapping for his boldness, others shifting uncomfortably, the host's resolve hardening. Colbert leaned into the desk, his gaze steady, shifting to Hegseth's books, bold writings that rallied his base, real pillars of his influence. But his tone remained cutting, fans gripped by the showdown, Hegseth's expression cold, dismissing book, talk, the battle too heated to sidetrack. Hegseth lashed out, his voice low, accusing Colbert of ignoring his platform's power. Blind to how his comedy swayed minds, his Green Mandate claim meant to jolt viewers, not mislead. His TV rants proof he fought spin, the jab sharp, the crowd, humming, some cheering, others silent. Colbert's jaw tightening, his counter swift, asking why Hegseth peddled fiction, what he feared, a strike that hit, sparking anger, Hegseth's hand slicing the air, calling the host a sellout. No truth, just flair the shame public meant to burn. Colbert fired back, his voice firm, arguing Hegseth's accusation didn't uncover lies. It bred chaos, confused fans, while he played crusader, a blow meant to sting. Deep, the audience buzzing, some cheering, most hushed, Hegseth's eyes narrowing, his retort low, accusing Colbert of masking agendas with laughs. A pawn for elites, no spine. Colbert's hands clenching, his control tested. Hegseth's snapback fierce, his anger holding. The stage his, fans split, the fight brutal. The producer waved frantically, the show unraveling, but Colbert pressed forward, asking if Hegseth's truth was worth the division. The trust eroded, a jab to shake him. Hegseth's posture stiffening, his voice icy, accusing the host of mocking. His cause, no honor, just spin. The crowd tensing, the clash unrelenting. Colbert's strike a spark, Hegseth's fire still burning, the night teetering, the accusation a flashpoint, the drama soaring, Colbert's grip tightening, Hegseth's hold slipping, the stage poised to shift. The clash reached a boiling point. Hegseth's claim that Colbert mocked his cause fueling the charged atmosphere, whispers racing through the audience, some cheering his fire, others leaning forward. The host's momentum building. Colbert eased, back in his chair, his voice steady, turning to Hegseth's TV appearances, bold segments that cemented his voice, real moments of his rise, but his tone stayed piercing, fans glued to the battle. Hegseth's gaze distant, brushing off media. Talk, the fight too raw to divert. Hegseth swung back, his voice sharp, accusing Colbert of downplaying his influence, oblivious to how his monologues shaped minds. His green mandate charge meant to expose lies, not sow discord. His rant's proof he fought for truth, the jab faltering, the crowd murmuring, some clapping, others quiet. Colbert's eyes glinting, his reply quick, asking why Hegseth spun tales, what he hid. A blow that landed, igniting fury. Hegseth's gesture sharp, labeling the host a fraud. No substance. Just show the shame public meant to wound. Colbert countered, his tone unwavering, arguing Hegseth's accusation didn't reveal truth. It spread mistrust, misled viewers, while he posed as a patriot, a strike meant to cut, deep, the audience humming, some cheering, most silent, Hegseth's hands clenching, his retort low, accusing Colbert of hiding agendas with humor, a tool for networks, no courage. Colbert's posture firm, his shame fading, Hegseth's snapback weakening, his anger ebbing, the stage tilting, fans shifting, the fight fierce. The producer signaled urgently, the show teetering on collapse, but Colbert pushed on, asking if Hegseth's fight was for truth or just clout, a jab to unravel him. Hegseth's expression tightening, his voice thin, accusing the host of belittling. His mission, no integrity, just bias. The crowd hushing, the clash brutal. Colbert's strike a flare, Hegseth's fire dimming, the night fracturing, the accusation a catalyst, the drama peaking, Colbert's edge sharpening, Hegseth's stance crumbling, the stage his to seize. The battle intensified, Hegseth's faltering accusation that Colbert belittled his mission hanging in the air, the audience buzzing with restless energy, some whispering, others clapping faintly, the host's command growing stronger. Colbert leaned forward, his hands relaxed, shifting to Hegseth's public speeches, fiery talks that rallied his followers, real moments of his influence, but his voice remained razor-sharp. Fans riveted by the showdown, Hegseth's eyes narrowing, rejecting. Speech talk. The fight too heated to detour. Hegseth lashed out, his voice strained, accusing Colbert of dismissing his fight. Blind to how his comedy swayed voters, his green mandate claim meant to spark truth, not division. His TV presence proof he challenged lies. The jab weak, the crowd, stirring, some cheering, others hushed. Colbert's smirk faint, his counter swift, asking why Hegseth clung to fiction, what he feared. A strike that hit hard, fueling anger. Hegseth's hand slashing the air, branding the host a sellout. No. Truth, just noise. The shame public meant to hurt. Colbert fired back, his tone steady, arguing Hegseth's accusation didn't expose lies. It bred chaos, confused fans, while he played crusader. A blow meant to sting, deep, the audience murmuring, some cheering, most tense, Hegseth's jaw tightening, his reply low, accusing Colbert of masking agendas with laughs. A pawn for elites, no spine. Colbert's hands steady, his shame gone. Hegseth's snapback fading, his anger slipping. The stage shifting, fans leaning in. The fight, unrelenting. The producer waved for a cut, the show on the brink. But Colbert pressed forward, asking if Hegseth's truth was worth the mistrust. The viewers misled, a jab to break him. Hegseth's posture slumping, his voice thin, accusing the host of mocking. His cause, no honor, just spin. The crowd quieting, the clash fierce. Colbert's strike a spark, Hegseth's fire waning, the night cracking, the accusation a flashpoint, the drama soaring, Colbert's win nearing, Hegseth's stand fracturing, the stage his to claim. The confrontation burned hotter, Hegseth's faltering claim that Colbert mocked his cause fading under the host's growing control. The audience's murmurs softening, some nodding at Colbert's strikes, others watching Hegseth's unraveling, the stage shifting decisively. Colbert sat back, his voice calm, pivoting to Hegseth's military background, real service that shaped his public voice. But his tone carried a challenge, fans locked on the battle, Hegseth's gaze flickering, dismissing personal talk, the fight too raw to shift. Hegseth tried to rally, his voice thin, accusing Colbert of twisting his mission, blind to how his comedy misled viewers. His green mandate charge meant to uncover truth, not chaos. His media battle's proof he fought for clarity. The jab frail, the crowd quieting, some clapping weakly, others silent. Colbert's eyes steady, his reply sharp, asking why Hegseth spread fiction, what he dodged. A blow that struck deep, sparking defiance. Hegseth's gesture limp, calling the host a fraud. No depth, just flair. The shame public but weaker, meant to sting. Colbert pressed forward, his tone firm, arguing Hegseth's accusation didn't expose lies. It sowed distrust, hurt fans, while he posed as a defender, a strike meant to wound, deep, the audience stirring, some cheering, most hushed, Hegseth's hands trembling, his retort low, accusing Colbert of hiding agendas with humor. A tool for elites, no grit. Colbert's posture strong, his shame erased, Hegseth's snapback crumbling, his anger fading. The stage Colbert's, fans shifting, the fight tilting hard. The producer signaled desperately, the show nearing chaos, but Colbert surged on, asking if Hegseth's cause justified the division. The viewers betrayed, a jab to shatter him, Hegseth's voice breaking, accusing the host of undermining his fight. No honor, just spin. The crowd silent, the clash brutal. Colbert's strike ablaze, Hegseth's fire nearly out. The night breaking, the accusation a spark, the drama cresting, Colbert's triumph close, Hegseth's stand collapsing. The stage set for a reckoning. The showdown hit its zenith as Hegseth's fading claim that Colbert undermined his fight collapsed under the host's relentless pressure. The audience held its breath. Some cheered Colbert's control while others watched Hegseth's defeat unfold. The stage belonged to Colbert. He leaned into the moment with a steady voice and referenced Hegseth's political endorsements. Those real moves had amplified his influence, but Colbert's tone carried a final challenge. Fans stayed glued to the unraveling. Hegseth's eyes darted. He rejected talk of his past. The fight was too dire for detours. Hegseth tried to hit back with a weak voice. He accused Colbert of twisting his mission and ignoring how his comedy swayed minds. His green mandate claim was meant to spark truth, not discord. His TV rants proved he fought lies. The jab landed flat. The crowd stayed silent. A few murmured. Colbert's gaze cut through. His counter was swift. He asked why Hegseth clung to falsehoods and what he ran from. The blow crushed. It sparked panic. Hegseth's gesture was feeble. He branded the host a sellout with no truth, just show. The shame was public but toothless. It failed to wound. Colbert pressed forward with resolute tone. He argued Hegseth's accusation didn't uncover truth. It bred chaos and betrayed viewers while he played patriot. The strike was meant to end it. The audience stirred. Some clapped. Most stayed hushed. Hegseth's shoulders slumped. His retort was faint. He accused Colbert of masking agendas with laughs and being a pawn for elites with no fire. Colbert's hands stayed steady. His shame was gone. Hegseth's snapback was dead. His anger was spent. The stage was Colbert's. Fans rallied behind him. The fight neared its close. The producers signaled for security. The show was in disarray. Colbert pushed on. He declared Hegseth's claims baseless and his cause hollow. The jab was meant to bury him. Hegseth's voice vanished. His face flushed. He muttered about bias with no honor, just spin. The crowd stayed silent. The clash was over. Colbert's strike was a torch. Hegseth's fire was out. The night lay in pieces. The accusation was a dying ember. The drama hit its peak. Colbert's triumph was sealed. Hegseth's defeat was complete. The stage was set for the end. The battle reached its close as Hegseth's muttered claims of bias faded into silence. The audience sensed the end. Some clapped for Colbert's victory while others watched Hegseth's collapse. The stage was Colbert's alone. He stood from his desk with a steady gaze and turned to Hegseth's media career. Those real TV segments had built his name, but Colbert's voice held a final edge. Fans stayed locked on the moment. Hegseth's head bowed. He brushed off career talk. The fight had no escape. Hegseth made a last stand with a faint voice. He accused Colbert of dodging his influence and ignoring how his comedy shaped minds. His Green Mandate charge was meant to expose truth, not chaos. His rants proved he fought spin. The words fell flat. The crowd stayed still. A few whispered. Colbert's eyes gleamed. His response was sharp. He asked why Hegseth peddled lies and what he feared. The strike broke him. It sparked despair. Hegseth's hands shook. He called the host a fraud with no truth, just flair. The shame was public but empty. It couldn't wound. Colbert moved in with firm tone. He stated Hegseth's accusation didn't reveal lies. It sowed mistrust and hurt viewers while he posed as a defender. The blow was final. The audience roared. Some cheered. Most nodded. Hegseth's eyes dropped. His voice was gone. He muttered about elites with no honor. Just laughs. Colbert stood tall. His shame was erased. Hegseth's snapback was dust. His fight was over. The stage was Colbert's. Fans rallied. The end was here. Security stepped forward. The show was done. Colbert raised a hand. He told Hegseth his claims were fiction and his cause was noise. The jab buried him. Hegseth stood frozen. His face burned. He tried to speak but choked on words. The crowd watched in silence. The clash was finished. Colbert's words were a blade. Hegseth's fire was gone. The night was whole. The accusation was ash. The drama ended. Colbert's victory was absolute. Hegseth was led off. The stage shone with triumph. The night ended in triumph as Hegseth's silence marked his total defeat. The audience erupted. Cheers filled the studio. Some stood for Colbert's victory while others watched Hegseth's exit. The stage was Colbert's domain. He faced the crowd with a steady smile and nodded to Hegseth's TV career. Those real rants had fueled his rise, but Colbert's voice held no mercy. Fans stayed riveted. Hegseth's head hung low. He ignored career talk. The fight was lost. Hegseth tried, one final jab with a broken voice. He accused Colbert of warping his cause and ignoring how his comedy misled viewers. His Green Mandate claim was meant to spark truth, not lies. His media fights proved he stood for clarity. The words were air. The crowd stayed unmoved. A few whispered. Colbert's gaze was steel. His response was final. He asked why Hegseth spread fiction and what he hid. The strike destroyed. It left no room. Hegseth's hands fell. He muttered about fraud with no truth, just show. The shame was public but powerless. It couldn't touch. Colbert sealed the win with calm tone. He declared Hegseth's accusation bred chaos, not truth. It hurt fans while he played hero. The blow was absolute. The audience roared. Most cheered. Some clapped. Hegseth's eyes were empty. His voice was dust. He tried to speak but found no words. Colbert stood firm. His shame was gone. Hegseth's fight was dead. His cause was ash. The stage was Colbert's. Fans united. The victory was complete. Security moved in. The show was over. Colbert faced Hegseth. He said his claims were noise and his mission was hollow. The words crushed. Hegseth stood still. His face burned. He tried to retort but stumbled. Security took his arm. He was led off. The crowd cheered louder. The clash was done. Colbert's truth was a beacon. Hegseth's fire was nothing. The night was whole. The accusation was gone. The drama closed. Colbert's triumph shone. The stage was his forever.